that generation of people that come that just won't hear the word of God.
I know.
When we become like that, we anger God. When God is angry with us, he turns his face from us.
Amen.
And allow us to become a reprobated mind. That means whatever we think, that's what we become.
Amen.
We ask the question, what's wrong with the weather? God is angry.
Yes, he is.
Hello.
Why is there earthquakes? God is angry.
Hello. Hello.
We are slowly becoming that generation that know not the Lord. And look at here, my young people. When my generation dies, you don't wake up. You're going to be that generation.
Yes, Lord.
And you're not going to teach the children about how we used to sit on the back of the bus.
My Lord.
You're not going to teach the children about how they used to hang us.
Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord.
If you don't attach yourself to your history, you repeat history.
Amen.
And you'll find yourselves back in the situation that we're only 60 years from.
Me too.
Because you become that generation that know not the Lord.
Amen.
There are spirits that's attacking that generation now.
Yes.
Yes.
They're being attacked with chemical warfare.
Yes, Lord.
What you talking about, preacher?
Uh,
I heard the other day that they got a new drug. A new drug that'll drive you crazy. They got it all different colors. It's a synthetic drug.
well,
That's chemical warfare.
Yes, it is.
Crack cocaine, chemical warfare. Blunts, chemical warfare.
amen.
Alcohol, chemical warfare against God's people.
Amen. Amen.
Then there's also biological warfare.
All right.
There's more new viruses in the world now.
Yes, Lord.
AIDS is in the world.
Yes, Lord.
They want you to run around and be and be, what's the word that promiscuous. Don't stay with one woman. Don't stay with one man. Don't even stay married. They're trying to destroy the family.
Amen.
You got spirits that saying, all right, we're going to give you a new doctrine. We're going to give you a new doctrine, church, because you're that generation. You don't know the Lord. You're not listening to what the preacher's saying. You're not going to Bible class. You're not reading the Bible. You're not in Sunday school. So we're going to give you a new doctrine. Political power say homosexuality is all right, and you say, as long as it ain't me, it's okay.
My Lord.
It's not okay. You're that generation that know not the Lord, that don't understand how he destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah because of this wickedness.
Yes, Lord. Yes.
We're becoming that generation that says, if it feels good, let's do it.
Wow.
Everything that feels good is not good for you.
Amen.
Somebody say amen.
Amen.
And if we continue down this road, we continue on a path of destruction. Not only is the family trying to be destroyed, Satan trying to destroy the family, he's trying to destroy the church. That's why now you can't get people to commit to nothing in the church. Church is about devotion. It's about commitment. I can't commit to the choir. I can't commit to the nursing board. I can't commit to the nursing board. Why? Because my club meeting is tonight.
Oh, yeah. All right. Tell them about it.
My club meeting is tonight. Or I got a free dinner at Hurrah.
I don't
can't go to church tonight. They done sent me some free invitations. And look, they got Donnie McClurkin. He gonna be there
All right.
at the venue. Not realizing that they already know that once you come from the venue, you're gonna stop by the slots.
Well,
You're being systematically attacked. And you don't know it because we're that generation that know not the Lord.
Amen.
well,
Used to be a time in our culture, in our African American culture, that men lead their families to church. They didn't send them.
Amen.
And when the family got to church, if the daddy wasn't around, the pastors had a fatherly image over the children.
That's right.
We have always had some sort of male model and female role model to look up to. Someone that would straighten us out when we would go wrong. Someone that would bow down on their knees and pray for us when we didn't have sense enough to pray for ourselves. And I ain't gonna lie, a whole lot of folks had to pray for me to get me here today, where I'm at. Because I was following that generation that knew not the Lord. That generation that didn't care about going to church. That generation that didn't care about praying for you. When you know the Lord, you should know your purpose in life. All of us got a purpose in life.
Yes, we do.
Right now, everybody that's sitting up in this church, you're sitting up in your purpose. Because this is a 48-year-old institution. And the elders is being taken away. It's time for you to step up. It's time for you to remember the time that you was on them pews as little boys and little girls. It's time for you to look in the spirit of soul and see the people that made the sacrifices. And it's time for you to pick up where they've fallen off. So we can guarantee 49 more years of success. This is your blessing. This is your inheritance. But yet still, you got so many things trying to pull you out of your blessing, pull you out of your inheritance, pull you into being that generation that know not the Lord. And if you don't teach your children about God, what's going to happen to them when God calls you up here? Tree is known by the fruit that it bears.
all right.
Say a good tree bears good fruit.
Amen.
And what kind of tree that can't be cut down? The only tree that can't be cut down is the family tree. Because it continues to grow. You might chop down a branch, but another branch will grow back up. I think often about how many young people have walked through these doors. Have walked through these doors and grew up in this church, who have ate chicken dinners over in that kitchen, who needed help, who needed school supplies, and this church was there for them. And how they took God's blessing and just ran away. But the elders who witnessed the God of their salvation stuck it out. They stuck it out. I know. Sometimes y'all say, well, old Trinity, they always singing them old songs. Well, it's them old songs that got us this far.
Amen.
It's some old songs that's got us this far. And if you want to do some new songs, why don't you commit yourselves to come and do the new songs? Instead of running around, because we might not have the best carpet. And our pews might have a few stains. But just remember, you're the one that stained them when you was children. So why don't you get up and put on some dinners and raise some money so we can get some new pews? Don't be that generation that know not the Lord.
Amen.
Don't let nobody take away your blessing. Satan is trying to destroy you. He's not only is he trying to destroy you out your blessings in the church, he follows you home.
Yes, it does. Check around your four walls and see the hell that's going on there. That's the devil. Yes, it is.
He wants to destroy you. He wants to destroy your family. He wants to break you up. Because if he divide daddy from mama, then there's a straight line to the children.
Yes.
And the children be confused. I didn't ask to be here. Why I can't have a family? Everything we do goes beyond our own personal selves.
Yes, yes.
You even take the preachers these days. Don't you be misunderstood. Preachers like to have fun too.
Amen.
They like to have fun too. But they make a sacrifice to give off their fun so God could download information to them to give to you so you can become a better person and win eternal life.
Amen.
It's a sacrifice. Life is about sacrifices. Life is about commitment. Every time I do a christening or a dedication of a baby, I sit back and I watch the parents promise God that we are going to raise this child up in the ways of the Lord. Then they walk out the door and raise them up in the ways of Tupac, Beyonce. But you just stood before the altar of God and said you was going to nurture them, but you had the whole church stand up and say, we're going to back you up. We wonder, why do we go wrong? Where do we go wrong? When religion don't even become a priority in our home. When children can come up to you and tell you what Beyonce said, but they can't tell you a thing about Peter.
All right now.
Amen.
You're becoming that generation that know not the Lord.
Amen.
When children don't know anything about the Bible, but know everything about PlayStation 4, you're becoming that generation that know not the Lord.
Amen.
And then they're faced with living in the real world. They have to be competitive with it. In America, the country that their ancestors built, they have to be in competition with Japanese and Chinese and Koreans and Mexicans. When we built the country, our black men got to go out and struggle to find a minimum wage job just because the education system will not educate them properly. And the only reason we're surviving is because God is looking beyond our faults and supplying our every needs. But what we need to do, we need to straighten up as a nation. We need to come back and be in those proud people that says I'm a Christian and walk the walk and talk the talk. And we need to pass that down to our babies and grandbabies and stop laughing when they're around here twerking and jerking. And you have to do it in your lifetime, because once you're gone, you're like that generation that died out with Joshua.
Amen.
It's a wrap. It's over. You leave a bunch of people who haven't witnessed the marches, who haven't witnessed the struggle. And if no one hears to tell them how to struggle or about the struggle, how can they struggle? Each generation, from the generation of Martin Luther King, have left a handicapped generation. Why would we walk around here handicapped when we could be whole? Why would we continue to ask people to give us jobs when we create jobs?
Amen.
Why do we march and march and march and ask folks to treat us right when by the grace of God we can demand to be treated right?
Amen.
Word of God says, my people are lost into captivity for the lack of knowledge. What kind of knowledge do you have? What kind of knowledge is you seeking? The average thing that's on the mind of the average young person is a job, a new car. Is that all you want out of life? Is that all we want out of life? What about eternal life? What about that? I don't want to live here 60, 70, 80 years and then die and miss eternity. If this life is good to me 60, 70, 80 years, it's got to be great forever. So therefore, I need to do the things that enter me into the kingdom of God. I need to do what's right before the Lord.
Amen. Amen.
I need to have a purpose in life. I just can't wake up every day with nothing to do. I can't live my life every day and learn nothing. I don't want to be that generation that knows not to know. I don't want to teach to people that don't want to know the Lord. Because God is good. God is great. God is forever. He's everlasting.
Yes.
And each one of us, don't we want to strengthen our kids?
Yes.
Don't we want them to be successful? Don't we want them to be blessed?
Yes.
Well, in order for them to be blessed, you got to be a blessing to them.
Amen.
Yes.
Amen.
Because they were a blessing to you.
Amen.
Used to be a time when you couldn't have people. Look at Sarah. Sarah was 90 years old, couldn't have no baby. Thought that God had a problem with her. Look how the devil done turned things around. Here you are now, 30, 40, 50 years old, burning off your ovaries. Don't want no more babies. When people used to be begging for babies.
Amen.
Because the more babies you have, the more you secure your future. Each and every one of my children is a blessing to me.
Amen. Amen.
They are a blessing to me. I rejoice in their birth.
Amen.
And I teach this gospel like I teach it to strengthen them so they can strengthen my grandbabies who will strengthen my great-grandbabies. And one day they'll show them a picture. That man is my granddaddy.
Amen.
Praise God.
And he marched for civil rights.
Praise God.
He marched for human rights.
Praise God.
And he taught us about Jesus.
Amen.
Praise God.
Then my living is not in vain.
My Lord. Praise God.
As I get ready to close, you young people, you partake in the very things that will destroy you. What are you talking about, preacher? There is a thing called 7 deadly sins. Do you know what they are? Well,
Amen.
some of you might know,
Amen.
and some of you might not know. So I'm going to tell you. The first one is pride. Pride. You got so much pride, can't nobody tell you nothing. Huh? It's a quality or state of being proud. See, Jesus was the Son of God, but yet still he was humble.
Yes, you are.
Huh?
Yes, you are.
I might be a pastor, but I don't have so much pride that one of these babies can't get my attention. have so much pride that I don't remember when I was lost. So I'm not up here acting like I'm all that in a bag of chips. But like I always say, what I say, Marie? What I say? I didn't fall out. That's right, I didn't fall out of heaven. I'm coming up out of hell.
Praise God.
One time.
Then the next deadly sin is lust. Lust is to have an intense desire or need. Lust is getting a lot of our young people in trouble.
Yes.
Some old people too.
Amen.
Lust, wanting to have something, feeling you need something that you really don't need. Lust is a deadly sin. I hope y'all writing these down if you don't know. First one is pride. The second one is lust. It's a lot of lust. People lusting so much, man lusting for another man.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, this what's his name, Jenner?
Ruth Jenner. Yeah.
Ruth Jenner.
Yeah.
You crazy. That's out of the natural order of things.
Yes, it is.
Now the other one is gluttony. Gluttony, that's greedy. Can't walk past nothing. Gotta eat it. Eat yourself all out of health. Good health. I had a problem with that one too. Gluttony. You gotta get rid of that gluttony. You gotta get rid of that lust, and you gotta get rid of that what? Pride. Then greed. Greed will get you in trouble. You want something so bad, you can't work for it, you go out and sell some dope. You get a handful of money, and they come and take your money. Take your money, take your Chevy with the rims, and put you in jail. Greed. The next one is laziness. Laziness will get you. You won't work for nothing. You ain't gonna do nothing but lay in the bed all day. Want what everybody else got, but you won't get out and work for it. Laziness. Laziness will kill you. Or get you killed. Next one is envy. No, wrath. Wrath is when you got strong, vengeful anger or indignation. You angry. You angry. Angry. Why should you be angry all the time? Huh? What is it to be angry for in the kingdom of God? Huh? Then we got envy. Envy is the painful or resentful awareness of an advantage enjoyed by another. Envy. You don't want to see me with nothing. You don't want to see me with nothing. If you see me get something you ain't got, I can't stand Pastor Taylor. And all Pastor Taylor want to do is love you and pray for you. That's all. But Pastor Taylor ain't running around here with holes in his clothes. Well, I don't want you to run around with holes in yours. And if you knew the God that I know, you wouldn't have holes in your clothes. And there wouldn't be no hole in your soul if you knew the God that I know. So, in conclusion, are you going to be the generation that know not the Lord? Or are you going to surrender yourself to Christ, pick up your cross, take your inheritance, and become the blessed nation that He intended for you to be? Are you going to pass on a blessing, or are you going to pass on curses? Are you going to serve the God or serve a God? There is a difference. There is a difference. I'm not going to serve a God. I'm going to serve the God.
the living God.
Yes.
You ain't gonna see Pastor Taylor bowing in front of no calf, no golden calf. Because the golden calf can't do nothing for me.
Amen.
Stand up there, look at me all day. I'm looking at him. You gonna bless me, calf? The calf, if he could talk, he would say, you ain't blessed me, I can't move. Serve the living God, the real God. The God of our forefathers. And those of you who are members of this church, serve the God of our parents. The ones that made it a way for us to get this far. Serve that God.
Amen.
Don't come up here trying to find no new God. Ain't no new God.
Amen.
There's only one God who created everything.
Praise God. Praise God.
And teach our young men to work, because the first job, first occupation, what was it?
The field. Take care of God.
There you go. It was farming. That's why we eating all this unhealthy food. Nobody want to farm no more.
All right.
Your forefathers farmed. They didn't have to eat all this food with all this insecticide, with all these hormones in it.
Amen.
They farmed. We don't want to farm no more. We don't want to study agriculture. We don't want to study engineering. We're bringing up a young generation of children that all they want to be is rappers. You get a whole generation of rappers, how is that going to help you when you need a cure for cancer?
All right now.
When you need somebody to build you some decent houses, how can a rapper help you? We need engineers, architects. Be not that generation that know not the Lord. May God bless you. May heaven smile upon you.
Amen.
Lord is the church.